Hey there. So, first things first, I'm terribly sorry about the mess here, but I just wanted to stop and take a moment to enjoy the success of this project so far. It's still obviously in early prototyping, but I did put together a little tiny circuit board here to keep it from being so flimsy. I still need to get the temperature sensor built into it, but I digress. I'll explain why I haven't done that yet later. But what this is I'm a fish breeder, and I have about 50 aquariums in my basement. And unfortunately, recently, all of my heat controllers have been failing. I've been purchasing a company, I won't say which at the moment, but they have been systematically failing in a safe way, I should say, at least in their credit. They're failing high. So essentially, what's occurring is they think the tank's 110 degrees when in reality it's 60. And the result of that is, unfortunately, the heaters never go on. So, being that I live in Michigan, it results in a bunch of cold fish, which leads to things like bloat and all sorts of other health issues. So, in order to calibrate my heat controllers and just every time I feed, I wanted a method to just kind of walk around the room and quick check, if a tank is within a reasonable range. I should note that I breed mostly flower horns and they require a very high temperature range. So, what I've built here is a Arduino based temperature sensor system that is nothing more than a light visualization of what the temperature is. So essentially, it's hard coded right now. I'm gonna keep expanding this out. I'll make the temperature dynamic based off of 7 segment LEDs and button inputs. But for now, this was just a proof of concept. And essentially, what I want to happen is if the aquarium, you'll notice here, and it's kind of hard to see because the blue's lit up, but you've got a blue, a green, and a red. So the way it works is this is configured to 92 degrees is considered my low range and 96 is my high range. I understand that sounds very high, but flower horns love it in that range. So what this will do is if the temperature is below 82 degrees, it will initiate the blue light. If it's above 86 degrees, it will initiate the red light. And if it's in the perfect Goldilocks zone, the green light will stay illuminated. So this right here is a DS120, I believe it's called, waterproof temperature sensor. And so right now I just have it in cold water, which explains why it's turned blue. So my body temperature is capable of pushing it not only into the green zone, but way over and into the red zone. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull this out and just start holding on to it. Now it's colder than I'm used to because I kept it in water, so I don't know how long this is going to take. So there you go. Right now that temperature sensor thinks it's in the Goldilocks zone. And if I sit there and put it right back down into that cold water, it'll drip back down into the blue zone. So I pull it out, and I hold on to it for a little too long, and what you'll see what happen is we'll go from green, which right now we're in the happy zone, but I'm pretty warm, so it's not going to take long for it to get up into the danger zone. Come on, there we go. So essentially what I plan on doing here is condensing this design down, obviously getting rid of the Arduino and the breadboard. What I'll eventually do is use little tiny, I think they're called AT minis, but it's just a little microcontroller. This is absurdly small amount of coding, so it won't take much. They're little 10, or I think they're like $1 controllers, and I'll build it all into here with just its own little clock and everything, so this will be a standalone unit. And then, as I mentioned before, with the heat sensor, the reason why I've not, sorry, it's hard to look at the camera and control that. Wow, that like insta-dropped it. That's really surprising to me. But anyways, so the reason why I haven't actually gotten rid of this part of it yet is because I have about 20 of these heat sensors. And I'm very paranoid about disease and, overall health of my breeding room. So I don't want to keep moving that sensor from tank to tank. I worry about transference. So what I want to do is put on the circuit board, quick connector that I can plug in one sensor and plug in another, etc. So what I can do is leave all the sensors in their tank, and as I'm walking around the room, just plug in that particular tank sensor so I can get a reading to see if it's in the range that I want. However, these days, good luck trying to find any kind of circuitry store. You basically have to order everything offline, and that's kind of difficult. Not so much because of cost or time, it's just sometimes you just want to browse around and play with parts and see what fits. So, that's where I'm at right now. I need to order some more parts from China apparently, and that's going to take about a week or so and all that good stuff. But I digress. I just wanted to share this success so far because I'm pretty excited about this. I believe that I can test and calibrate this system. I can replace the sensors if they go bad. And simply put, it's a pretty simple design. So I think it's, what is that? Kiss it, keep it simple, stupid. That's what I'm trying to do here. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll do whatever I can to explain what I've done here. But other than that, thanks for watching. Have a great night.